Okay, welcome to chapter 1 on the Harriers. That's the hen harrier of Eurasia and the marsh hawk or the northern harrier of North America. And here's a few things that aren't highlighted enough in the book. I hope they're helpful. First thing for me is to learn how to identify the commoner species, the juvenile hen harrier. And this bird here was passing sperm. I found it a little tricky one, but you can see that the streaking around the neck extends well into this part of the body, especially the streaking in these underparts. And the views and the photos, it turned out to be a young hen harrier. Julian Huff, great job highlighting the features to look for on this young male northern harrier. And here he's shown you how to label the primaries, P10, P9, P8, P7, and then how to number them as well. And I've stuck this little guy up here because he passed sperm in August a few years ago, and I'm not sure it wasn't a northern harrier, but hey, that's another story. So here's a close-up of a plain juvenile hen harrier taken by Graham Catley in Lincolnshire, and you can see, even though it's quite a plain bird, nevertheless the streaking is typical of hen harrier in this kind of an area here. Here's the upper side of a juvenile hen harrier, also in Lincolnshire by Graham Catley. Two quick things here: easy to age by these pale tips to the greater primary coverts and the greater upper wing coverts here, and also by this it's helpful to see this mid-brown colour compared to the darker brown on the marsh hawk. Now when we come to being able to sex them, there's a couple of things here. This bird on the left is a young female marsh hawk. Notice it's got a dark iris and little contrast between very plain underparts and very closely almost coalesced marking here in this dark boa. Here's a young male. This one's a female. This one's a young male marsh hawk. Pale iris and a lot less contrast between the underparts, and it's more streaky overall. And here's the upper side of a marsh hawk or northern harrier in juvenile plumage, a lot darker than the hen harrier of Eurasia. It's more like a Terry's chocolate orange colour. And here is a young female marsh hawk photographed, a vagrant bird photographed. It's crossed the Atlantic to Southern Ireland. Paul Kelly got this shot. Look at the lovely contrast between very plain underparts and this very dark hooded appearance here. And here you can see them side by side, the difference. So you've got two juvenile Eurasian hen harriers, two juvenile marsh hawks, and an adult female hen harrier. And they'll look at the difference in underpart streaking and colour between the hen harriers of Europe, the marsh hawks of North America. You flip them over, you can see the upper part difference too, how much darker the two American birds are. And then it's helpful to learn to understand the outer primary pattern. The barring can be a critical feature together with others towards identifying a marsh hawk. Primary 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. This is a young marsh hawk. So we look at primary 10, 9, 8. You can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's going to have equivalent of 6 barring, although it fades away there, so that's pretty good. And then this young marsh hawk really takes the biscuit. So on 10, well, you see on 10 it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. And on 8 it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. That's ridiculous. You wouldn't get that in a European bird, I think. Now onto the grey males or adult males. We used to think that this is a hen harrier by Graham Catley, an adult grey male, and we used to think that that browner birds with brown marking here in our grey male hen harrier population, and more obvious barring here, were younger males. But in fact, you can only age a young male hen harrier in its second year by retained juvenile primary. So if it's grey and has brown bits, you'd still really call it an adult male, unless you can definitely say it has juvenile primaries or juvenile wing coverts. And this I can't see any, so it's just an adult male. But these type are a bit more like the plumage in an adult male marsh hawk. But the key difference is in the outer primary. So here's an adult male marsh hawk, and there you can see that lovely brown marking above and bars in the wing, and they have more bars in the tail. They also have these lovely kind of rusty coloured spots on the underparts, and again, these features are more obvious in marsh hawks generally, but they're not absolutely diagnostic. The critical feature is in the outer primary. So on the marsh hawk, this one was photographed in Cornwall in England. This male marsh hawk, you can see those rusty spots on the underparts, but especially half the primaries are white and the outer half is dark. And if you count them, P10, 9, 8, 7, 6, this feather is black tipped with a white base like that. And we do the same on Graham Catley's male European hen harrier, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So pretty much all black feather. There you go. These things could occur anywhere. Hope you find one.